Hello, Bell's Palsy and Psychokinesis friends. It has been way too long since I've made a video, and I'm so sorry I've been MIA. I graduated, started my career, so life has been a little crazy. So I just wanted to make a video, answer some of your questions, reply, because I am the world's worst person for that. I'm so sorry. But a little update. I had Botox again in December, which was an interesting experience. It was my second time getting it done, but this doctor put it in my eyelid, which was so painful, and I was so mad and frustrated because it was literally like having Bell's palsy all over again. Like, my eye wouldn't close, I had to tape it shut, I had to use goo at night, and the size stain drops all day, which was frustrating but interesting. So because my eyelid was paralyzed again, when I closed it, my smile was full on. So that was interesting because that has not worked in 4 years. So that was interesting. But it's kind of out of my system now. I go back next month to see my neurologist about it, and we're going to talk about why my muscle did that. So we'll see what he says. Could be interesting. And I went to Toronto a couple weeks ago to see Dr. Zerker and Dr. Dickman, who are doing experimental research on paralysis patients. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything they can do for me, but I'll have a whole other video about that. So I'm going to jump on in and answer some of your questions. So, this one's from Danny. Hello, Danny. He says, "Hi, I just saw your video. I had Bell's palsy in 2004 and started having problems with my right eye a couple of weeks ago. My right eye was staying dry. I was told yesterday I have psychokinesis. The doctor told me there was no treatment for psychokinesis. I had to research myself and found your video." Well, thanks, Danny. I made an appointment for physiotherapy next week and am hoping we'll be able to use Botox. Have you been happy with the results from Botox? Yes. Minus that little episode with my eyelid. The first time I did Botox, he did it in the muscles around my eye, because that makes sense. The muscles pull my eye. It's kind of like an experiment. Everybody's different. We did, I believe it was 10 units the first time, 10 or 12. So very little. It worked. My eye still squinted a little bit, but that's going to be normal your first couple times. They're going to, experiment what units work best for you. Also, everybody's different. My body metabolized it within 4 months. It lasts 4 to 6 months. So mine was around 3.5, 4. I started to notice the effect of my psychokinesis coming back through. So yeah, I love the Botox. I wish there was something else more permanent, so I didn't have to get Botox every 4 months, but it's better than nothing. Next one's from Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay. She says, "I am so glad I found your channel. I had Bell's palsy after I had my son 5 years ago, and I have the same issues with the affected side of my face. I'm going to speak to my doctor about treatment. It's such a scary thing to go through. And here in Scotland..." Oh, you're from Scotland! Sorry, that was my really sad attempt at a Scottish accent. I've always wanted to go to Scotland. It's on my bucket list, is to go to Scotland. Sorry. And here in Scotland, there isn't much known about it. I definitely want to get treatment for it. Thank you for sharing your experience. Well, thank you for watching on my little journey. Yeah, it's kind of the same situation here in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. I'm my doctor's first Bell's palsy psychokinesis patient and my neurologist's first psychokinesis patient. So every time I go in for appointments, there's always so many doctors that are taking photos, and I had an eye appointment to make sure I didn't have any retina damage, and there was this doctor who came in with 5 other people, and they're like, "Oh, could we videotape you? I want you to be in a textbook," and I'm just oh my god. It is scary too. It is a learning experience, I think, for everybody, and I'm hoping this kind of gets word out, and if there's doctors watching, they can use our experiences to kind of redirect research and people's experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, I do like the Botox. I've done physiotherapy. I've done the acupuncture. I do facial exercises every day. And when my face gets like really tight or sore, I put like a hot compress along my jawline, because that's like your nerve line. So that's what I do. So next one is I wonder, from Haley. Hi, Haley. I was wondering if you had any progress going on. Yes and no. I wouldn't say like physical progress, but I've had a lot of mental progress with it. It's always been something I've struggled with. It's depressing. It sucks, you know. People, I know there's worse things in the world, you know, other than this, but mentally it's just exhausting. You know, you go on a date with somebody and like you drink out of your wine glass or your cup, or you're eating steak and then my eye like closes and squints, and they'll be like, oh, why's your eye all squinty? And then you have to go the whole like, oh, I had Bell's palsy, now I have this, and blah blah blah, and it's just like they look so freaked out. So that's annoying. But you know, I've somewhat overcome it. I'm looking at it as a positive. We're unique. I still have moments, you know, where I cry about it and boo-hoo. But it's hard because, you know, you build up this wall of, you know, I'm going to conquer it, and then you get some dinkus who's like, oh, what's wrong with your eye? And then it's like, oh, you asshole. So you have to rebuild everything. And one, it's just rude to straight up be like, what's wrong with your eye? But I've had a lot of mental progress about it, and yeah, I haven't really had any facial progress or doctor progress, so that's about it. Mental progress is a start. And this one's from Brenda. Hello, Brenda. I like to do a weird accent, it's just a thing I do. She says, thank you for this video. Thank you. I developed Bell's at the end of 2015, and I have the same issues you have with your eye. I've seen my general doctor and ENT, but they basically told me that sometimes it takes time to heal. I've had so many doctors tell me that, and I just want to like throat punch them. Sometimes it never fully heals, and that it's not really life-threatening, so to just live with it. But it's annoying, and it's just so depressing to know that your face isn't the same. I will definitely go see a neurologist and have an EMG done. I have been doing acupuncture, and it seems to be better. Not sure if you have tried that. Again, thank you. You're welcome, Brenda. Yes, as I just said, it is depressing. And it's frustrating, you know, when doctors are like, oh, it's fine, and I get it's fine. There's like way worse things, but it's frustrating because nobody understands. And what really gets me is like, you know, when friends or family, or, you know, when somebody asks you about it and then you have to tell them the whole spiel and they're like, oh, I never noticed. I don't care that you don't notice. I notice, you know. I am not upset because people notice. I'm upset because I notice. And the EMG, I don't know how it works where you are, but the EMG for me was just to kind of confirm that it was psychokinesis. And to kind of get like the severity. So it's literally just like little electrodes, and then they electrocute you, and it like measures how your muscles react to that. And mine was like involuntary movements. So it was like severe, but definitely go see a neurologist. I love my family doctor, she's amazing, but my neurologist has definitely helped a lot in this. Because they have a better understanding, and sometimes we're not the only ones. So, next one. Do you have problems sleeping with psychokinesis? I wouldn't say sleeping. It's more when I wake up. You know, my eye is really dry, or sometimes it's the opposite. My eye waters for like the first like couple hours I'm awake, my face is like super tight when I wake up, so I like exercise it and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's it for now. And a lot of people ask you how you can contact me. You can add me on Instagram. I don't really post too much like Bell's palsy stuff on Instagram or Facebook. I've kind of used like YouTube for that, but you're more than welcome to add me on my Instagram and message me through there. I use Instagram the most, so. But yeah, I hope that helps, and I'm going to have another video up about my experience in Toronto. So you guys have a wonderful April.